Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Damon Daniels, Jr., of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Kason L. Lucas of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, January 19th, at her residence in Decatur, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, was held on Saturday, January 31st, at the Chris County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hatley Road, Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Charles Perry, Jr., pastor of the Mission of Hope Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include her living and devoted daughters, Miss Annie Daniels Gordon and Miss Minnie Daniels, both of Decatur, Georgia. Her loving and devoted sons, Mr. Willie Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Charlie Daniels of Lithonia, Georgia, and Mr. Leonard Daniels and his wife, Mrs. Geraldine Daniels of Ellenwood, Georgia. Her son-in-law, Mr. Beatrice Bill of Gainesville, Georgia, a daughter-in-law, Miss Justin Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia, 18 beloved grandchildren, 29 great-grandchildren, 3 great-great-grandchildren, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Damon Daniels, Jr., age age 74, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, January 20th, at his residence in Decatur, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Damon Daniels, Jr., age 74, was held on Saturday, January 31st, at the Chris County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hatley Road, Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Charles Perry, Jr., pastor of the Mission of Hope Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted daughters, Miss April Cross and Miss Danielle Cross, both of Cordele, Georgia. 8 beloved grandchildren, his loving and devoted sisters, Miss Annie Daniels Gordon and Miss Minnie Daniels, both of Decatur, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Willie Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Charlie Daniels of Lithonia, Georgia, and Mr. Leonard Daniels and his wife, Mrs. Geraldine Daniels of Ellenwood, Georgia. His brother-in-law, Mr. Bedrich Bell, Sr. of Gainesville, Georgia. His sister-in-law, Miss Justin Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Damon Daniels, Jr., age 74, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Cason Leonard Lucas, age 42, of 706 West 17th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, January 25th, at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Cason Leonard Lucas, age 42, was held on Saturday, January 31st, 2026, at the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The burial followed at the Gum Creek Church Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his beloved and caring father, Mr. Jeffrey Lucas of Atlanta, Georgia, his loving and caring children, Miss Laura Wright, Mr. Cason Lucas Jr., Miss Kamara Lucas, Mr. Cameron Water, Miss Kate Florence, and Mr. Cannon Lucas, all of Cordele, Georgia. His loving sisters, Miss Maybelline Walker and her husband, Mr. Larry Walker of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Jeffrey Lucas and Mr. Antoine Harvey of Atlanta, Georgia. His loving companion, Miss Martrice Waters of Cordele, Georgia. His stepfather, Mr. Charles Colbert of Cordele, Georgia. His grandfather, Mr. Eddie Walker of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved aunts and uncles, Miss Denise Denard of Centerville, Georgia. Miss Lavetta Fields and her husband, Deacon Zachary Fields of Vienna, Georgia. Mrs. Valerie Toots and her husband, the Reverend Kenneth Toots of Bon Air, Georgia. Mrs. Moshanda Holmes and her husband, Mr. John Holmes of Ashburn, Georgia. Miss LaWanda Davis of Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Latresa Taylor and her husband, Mr. Rodney Taylor of Byram, Georgia. Mr. Roderick Walker, Mr. Mark Walker, Mr. Kobe Dobbs, and Mr. Ashley Dydale. His beloved great aunts and great uncles, many nieces and nephews, cousins, many friends, to include Mr. Antavius Green, Mr. Bernard Harmon, Mr. Marcus Smith, Mr. Carlos Armstrong, Mr. Derek Smith, and Mr. Rodriguez Lucky, survived Mr. Cason Leonard Lucas, age 42, of 706 West 17th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Damon Daniels, Jr., of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Cason Leonard Lucas, of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The
Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly served,
and Diana were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week.
the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams,
And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Assistant Pastor Tenica Chantel Hawkins Thomas, age 44, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, died on Monday, January 26th, at a residence in Warner Robins, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Miss Nashayla Thomas and her friend Kanisha Olsby, Mr. Chantrell Thomas and Miss Shalada Thomas, all of Warner Robins, Georgia. Her beloved father, Deacon Robert Hawkins, and his wife, Mrs. Jacqueline Hawkins of Americus, Georgia. Her cherished mother, Miss Edna Mercer of Leslie, Georgia. Her beloved sisters, Miss Tanisha Larimore of Americus, Georgia. Mrs. LaJasmine Wilkerson and her husband, Mr. Cameron Wilkerson of Grovetown, Georgia. Mrs. Angela Luster and her spouse, Jocelyn Luster of Albany, Georgia. Mrs. Lakeitha Preston of Leesburg, Georgia. Miss Mary Gary Hawkins of Americus, Georgia. And Miss Tiffany Willis and her husband, Mr. Edwin Willis of Atlanta, Georgia. Her beloved brother, Mr. Corey Wright, and his wife, Mrs. Daphne Wright of Qatar. Her loving grandmother, Mother Melan Holt Hawkins of Americus, Georgia. A host of beloved aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Assistant Pastor Tenica Chantel Hawkins Thomas, age 44, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Assistant Pastor Tenica Chantel Hawkins Thomas, age 44, will be held on Monday, February 2nd at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Central Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. Dr. Brian Myers, Senior Pastor, Pastor Derek Mercer will officiate. The eulogy will be delivered by her pastor, Dr. T.C. Boone, Pastor Faith Perfecting Ministry. The burial will follow at Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation visitation will be today, Sunday, February 1st, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, January 27th at City of Hope in Noonan, Georgia. Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, is the pastor of the Resurrection Baptist Church in Warner Robins, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Gloria Denise Smith of Warner Robins, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Dr. Candace Williams and her husband, Mr. Cameron Williams of Logansville, Georgia. Dr. William Drew Smith and his wife, Mrs. Maya Smith of Byram, Georgia. And Mr. Lorenzo Deontay Smith and his wife, Mrs. Charity Smith of Grovetown, Georgia. His beloved goddaughter, Miss Erica Spriggs of Warner Robins, Georgia. 7 beloved grandchildren. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Minnie Lee Battle of Americus, Georgia. 8 sisters-in-law, 8 brothers-in-law, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, will be held on Saturday, February 7th at 10 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Union Grove Missionary Baptist Church in Warner Robins, Georgia. The Reverend David A. Clark, Sr., pastor. The burial will follow at the Magnolia Park Cemetery in Warner Robins, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, February 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Clarence Magruder, age 65, of 238 Wiley Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, January 28th at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted sister, Miss Geneva Magruder Curry of Cordele, Georgia. His loving and beloved brothers, Mr. Charles Anthony Magruder and Mr. Derek Terrell Magruder, both of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved aunts and uncles, Mother Martha Ruth Westbrook of Araby, Georgia, and Mother Willie Mae Leary of Hatley, Georgia. Mrs. Vera Clark and her husband, Mr. John Clark of Columbus, Georgia. Mr. Nathaniel Magruder and his wife, Mrs. Barbara Magruder of Brooklyn, New York. Miss Edith Ditson of Tampa, Florida, and a host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Clarence Magruder, age 65, of 238 Wiley Road, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Clarence Magruder, age 65, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The infant Kaiser Amara Lewis, age 1 month, of 13930 Georgia Highway 90, Montezuma, Georgia, died Thursday, January 29th at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and caring parents, Mr. Maurice Mathis of Oglethorpe, Georgia, and Miss Kezia Lewis of Montezuma, Georgia. His sibling, Master Maurice Mathis Jr. of Warner Robins, Georgia, Miss Morale Mathis and Miss Mariah Mathis, both of Montezuma, Georgia, Master Maurice Mathis III, Miss Manisha Mathis, and Miss Manisha Mathis, all of Perry, Georgia. His grandparents, Miss Vera Lewis of Montezuma, Georgia, Mr. Sammy Mathis and his wife, Mrs. Linda Mathis of Oglethorpe, Georgia, Mr. Abraham Clayton and his wife, Mrs. Dorothy Clayton of Byronville, Georgia, and Miss Gloria Wiggins of Doolin, Georgia. A host of aunts, uncles, his godfather, Mr. Jared Smith of Montezuma, Georgia, survived the infant Kaiser Amara Lewis, age 1 month, of 13930 Georgia Highway 90, Montezuma, Georgia. The funeral service for the infant Kaiser Amara Lewis, age 1 month, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Arthur Curtis James, better known as Peanut, age 77, of Clarkston, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, January 30th at the Buckhead Center of Nursing in Atlanta, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted daughters, Miss Felicia James, Miss Kimberly James, and Miss Tasha James Golden. His beloved sibling, Mr. Willie C. James and his wife, Mrs. Sandra James, Mr. Samuel James and his wife, Mrs. Vivian James, Mr. Bartow James and his wife, Mrs. Janine James, Miss Ruby Parker and her husband, Mr. Donald Parker, and Miss Mary Thornton. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Arthur Curtis James, better known as Peanut, age 77, of Clarkston, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Arthur Curtis James, better known as Peanut, age 77, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mrs. Esther Louise Armstrong Johnson, age 74, of 3172 Georgia Highway 90, Arabi, Georgia, died Friday, January 30th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Robert Johnson of Arabi, Georgia, her loving and devoted daughter, Miss Claudia Armstrong, and her companion, Mr. F.D. Lawton of Cordele, Georgia, her loving and caring sibling, Mr. Charles Daniels and his wife, Mrs. Vivian Daniels, Miss Beulah Armstrong, Miss Pernell Armstrong, Miss Jackie Armstrong, and Miss Kathy Armstrong, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved sister-in-law, Mrs. Deborah Applin Armstrong of Cordele, Georgia. A special niece, Miss Latasha Armstrong of Cordele, Georgia. Her goddaughters, Miss Tiffany Barthel, Miss Lakeitha Kemp, Miss Fabian McKenzie, her god sister, Miss Magdalene Outlaw, and a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. Esther Louise Armstrong Johnson, age 74, of 3172 Georgia Highway 90, Araby, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Esther Louise Armstrong Johnson, age 74, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week.
Tune in again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church Bonneville Annual Leadership Workshop will be held on Saturday, February the 7th at 10 o'clock a.m. Sister Loria Reed of House of Hope Atlanta will be the facilitator. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Holly Grove Baptist Church Annual Family and Friends Day will be on Sunday, February the 8th at 11 o'clock a.m. A light meal will be served and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend W.G. Grover is the pastor. Deacon Robert Woodson Jr. is the chairman of deacons. The New Ebenezer Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia invites everyone to the ordination service for Brother Eric Patterson on Sunday, February the 15th at 2 o'clock p.m. Deacon Jeffrey Hall is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie J. Felton is the pastor. The Pleasant Valley Baptist Church of Pinehurst will celebrate the 7th pastoral anniversary of Dr. Beverly M. Bolden on Sunday, February the 15th at 10:30 a.m. Dr. Cynthia Johnson of Destiny Ministry, Warner Robins, Georgia, will deliver the message. At 1:30 p.m., St. Mark Baptist Church of Vienna and Reverend James Jordan will be in charge of the service. Dinner will be served. Dr. Beverly M. Bolden is the pastor. The Vienna Church of Christ Black History Month program will be on Saturday, February the 28th from 2 until 5 o'clock p.m. with a drama skit, singing, free food, fun, and games. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Byronville invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday. You may join them this morning at 9:45 a.m. and each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Vienna Church of Christ invites everyone to worship with them in person or via Zoom each Sunday, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11 o'clock a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 7 p.m. The Zoom number is 447-485-6691. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. The St. Matthew's Missionary Baptist Church will be celebrating their annual Men and Women's Day program on Sunday, February the 8th at 10 o'clock a.m. The The guest minister will be Reverend Ryan Jenkins, pastor of the St. Paul Baptist Church of Sylvester, Georgia. The colors are red, black, and white if you desire. The public has a cordial invitation to attend this service. Sister Minnie Bryant is the secretary. Deacon Larry Dorsey is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Dr. H.C. Wilson is the pastor. The New Beulah Baptist Church Men and Women's Day celebration will be today, with worship service beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Terrell Carter of Poulin, Georgia, will be the guest speaker. The unity colors are red and white. Reverend Christopher Perry is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship with the beautiful Zion Baptist Church in its annual Women in Red program, which will be held today beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Minister Vicki Kemp of Rochelle, Georgia, will be the guest speaker. Mother Azaline Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Evergreen Baptist Church Family and Friends Day service will be observed on Sunday, February the 8th at 11 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Dr. Sean Philpott, will deliver the message. They will be remembering past members that have transitioned. Dr. Sean Philpott is a senior pastor. The Ebenezer Baptist Church of Arlington, Georgia, Old Fashioned Revival will be on Tuesday, February 10th through Thursday, February 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. Dr. Sean Philpott of the Evergreen Baptist Church, Rochelle, will be the guest speaker. Bishop Tremaine O. Alford Sr. is the host pastor. The New Hope Baptist Church Family and Friends Day service will be observed on Sunday, February the 15th, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Reverend Tiller Sims, will deliver the message. Mother Lovey Bagley, church mother. Deacon Dennis Harris, chairman of deacons. Reverend Tiller Sims is the pastor. Brother Norris Mathis' 19th gospel anniversary will be held on Sunday, Sunday, February 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Spring Hill Baptist Church, Cannon Road in Cordele. Featuring the Gospel Travelers, Bubba and the Zionaires, Troy Chapman and the Truth Gospel Pioneers, Chosen Voices, Spiritual Saints, Truly Blessed, and others. The doors will open at 3 o'clock p.m. For more information, please contact Brother Norris Mathis at 229-417-0034 or Minister Gloria Mathis at 229-947-1516. Dr. Eddie Talbert is the host pastor. Again, we remind you, if you have not gotten your 2026 calendar for the J.W. Williams Funeral Home, you may stop by and pick them up at any time during the week, Monday through Saturday up until 12 o'clock noon. Beginning at 9 o'clock on Monday, you may come by if you have not gotten your 2026 calendar for the J.W. Williams Funeral Home. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m. Worship service begins at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, church mother. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, chairman of deacons. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. The Mount Zion First African Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Joe Wedges, chairman of deacons. Dr. Dan James III is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons. Brother Cecil Schroeder is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the New Oak Grove Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, chairman of deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, church mother. Deacon Zachary Fields, chairman of deacons. Reverend Joseph Hoggebrook is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the St. Paul Presbyterian Church today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Pastor Owita Hegeman is the pastor. The Mount Olive Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Services with Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Mother Willie Mae Walker, church mother. Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., chairman of deacons. Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m. Worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willie McGill, church mother. Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The New William Grove Baptist Church sends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Winfred Green, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Gradine Ford, Church Mother, Reverend Akita Lester is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the New St. Stephen's Church today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service with Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m. Morning worship at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. Friends, as always, we'd like to remind you if you have announcements that you would like for us to share on a Sunday morning program, you may do so by dropping them off at the funeral home Monday through Saturday until 12 o'clock noon, or you may fax them to us at 229-273-5111, or you may email them to us. You may email them to us at info@jwwilliams.com. And if you do that, we'll be so happy to use those announcements. And if you fax or email, please send them to us before 12 o'clock noon on Saturday, that we might make them a part of our announcements that we use on Sunday morning. And we remind you, if you tune into the TV station, you're not able to pick us up here, you may join us on our radio broadcast at WDC Radio 94.7 Radio, beginning at 7:30 a.m. until 8 o'clock a.m. each Sunday morning. Or you may join us live on the J.W. Williams Funeral Home Facebook page, or you may join us live on the J.W. Williams Funeral Home YouTube channel each Sunday morning live at 7 o'clock a.m. That will conclude our announcements for this morning.
And now for dedications. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mother Bobby May Fagan, who would have celebrated her birthday January 27th. Dedication requested by her beloved children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the entire family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Deacon Willie D. Fagan, who would have celebrated his birthday January 31st. Dedication requested by his beloved children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the entire Fagan family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of our beloved Mrs. Elizabeth Graham, better known to all of us as Big Mom, would have celebrated her birthday February 1st. Dedication requested by her beloved daughter, Deaconess Martha A. Cross, the grandchildren, and the entire family, and the members of the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church, where she served so faithfully for many, many years. Gone but not forgotten, in memory of Mrs. Elizabeth Graham, our Big Mom. In loving memory of Mrs. Maggie Lean Carter, who would have celebrated her birthday February 3rd, and also in loving memory of United States Army veteran, the Reverend Walter Carter, who departed this life February 4th, 1975. Dedication requested by their children, Mrs. Martha Ruth Westbrook, Mother Willie Mae Leary, Mr. William and Miss Catherine Carter, Miss Linda Carter, the grandchildren, and the entire Carter family. Gone but not forgotten. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Mrs. Minnie Ann Jackson, who will celebrate her birthday Thursday, February 5th. Dedication requested by her husband, Mr. Danny Jackson, her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, her beloved aunt, Mrs. Dorothy Rose Jones, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Miss London Jones, who will celebrate her birthday Sunday, February 5th. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, and the entire family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: Deacon George Jordan and family, Vienna, Georgia. Deacon Johnny and Sister Vera Perry and family, Mother Vera Mae Rivers and family, the Reverend Charles and Sister Deborah Cobb and family, Deacon James and Dr. Elizabeth Maddox and family, Mrs. Catherine Bailey and family, Deacon and Mrs. Jimmy Fagan and family, Mrs. Vonnie Dydale and family, Mr. Silence and Mrs. Doretha Dydale and family, Miss Elizabeth Dennis and family, Miss Melba Carter and family, Mr. Willie B. Barnes and family, Vienna, Georgia. Deacon and Mrs. Paul Alfred and family, Deacon and Mrs. Ronnie Morris and family, Deacon Emery Wright and the entire Wright family of Albany and Lee County, Georgia. The Reverend Christopher Perry and family, Mr. Leon Hawkins and family, the Trice family, the Vance family, the Nelson and Gamble family, the Harris family, Mr. Calvin Douglas and family, the Reverend Woody and Mrs. Patricia Barnum and family, Mrs. Mary Lois Williams and family, Mrs. Betty Doris Williams and family, Mrs. Daisy Mae Jackson and family, Mr. Lester C. Williams and family, Mr. Willie C. Williams and family, Mr. Otis Williams and family, Mr. Joe Lee Lawton and family, the Reverend Joe L. Butts and family, Mother Adeline Lofton, Church Mother of the Little Rock Baptist Church of Araby, Georgia, Mrs. Ada B. Waters and family, Miss Maddie Mays and family, Deacon George and Miss Josephine Lawrence and family, Mr. Randall Kears and family, Mr. Freddie Bembry and family, Mrs. Jackie Leonard and family, Mrs. Juanita Tarbert and family, Mr. Kentavious Addy and family, Mrs. Janie Mae Miller and family, Deacon Leroy Rogers and family, the Reverend Alice Mae McKenzie and family, the Reverend Dorothy Reeves and family, Mr. John Reese and family, Miss Bernell Welburn and family, Mrs. Darquita Hunt and family, Mother Evelyn B. Lewis and family, Mr. Terrell Townsend and family, Miss Johnny Mae Williams and family, Mrs. Johnny Mae Duhart Lewis and family, Vienna, Georgia, Mr. Willie B. Robinson and family, Mrs. Carol Carter and family, Mrs. Patsy Carter and family of Vienna, Georgia, Mr. Charlie James Lawson and family, Mr. Stanford Smith and family, Miss Mary Lee Holmes and family, Mr. Julius Jordan and family, Mr. Daniel Hosley and family, Deacon Johnny, the Reverend Johnny Hosley, Dr. Deanne Hosley and family, Mrs. Murtis Evans and family, Mrs. Sheila Thorpe and family, Mr. David Miller and family, Mrs. Perline Anderson and family, Deacon Jake and Mrs. Mary Reese and family, Mrs. Jackie Lattimore and family, Mr. Peyton Lango and family, Dr. Mike Denard and family, Miss Mary Hill and family, Mrs. Mary Wakefield Minion and family of Plains, Georgia, Mr. Jerome Whitehead and family, Mrs. Shavonna Stripling and family, Mother Lily Kate Granville Cotton and family, Mr. Silence K. Vance and family of Columbus, Georgia, Mr. Roland Scott and family, Mr. Tony Johnson and family, Mrs. Gail Bethune and family, Pineview, Georgia, Mr. F.D. Lawton and family, Miss Val Carter and family, the Lawton and Epps family, Mr. Anthony Williams and family, the Armstrong family, the Lattimore family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia, Mrs. Sarah Bell Jackson and family, Mrs. Willie Mae Crapp and family, Miss Patricia White and family, Mr. Anthony and Miss Judy Oliver and family, the Relaford family, the Bryant family, the Perry family, Miss Janice Williams and family. Our first selection for this morning. certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Assistant Pastor Tanika Chantel Hawkins Thomas, age 44, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, died Monday, January 26, at a residence in Warner Robins, Georgia. The funeral service for Assistant Pastor Tanika Chantel Hawkins Thomas, age 44, will be held on Monday, February 2nd at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Central Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. Dr. Bryant Myers, Senior Pastor, Pastor Derek Mercer will officiate. The eulogy will be delivered by her pastor, Dr. T.C. Boone, pastor Faith Perfecting Ministries in Warner Robins, Georgia. The burial will follow at Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be today, Sunday, February 1st, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, January 27th at City of Hope in Noonan, Georgia. Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr. is the pastor of Resurrection Baptist Church in Warner Robins, Georgia. The funeral service for Pastor William Drew Smith, Sr., age 71, will be held on Saturday, February 7th at 10 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Union Grove Missionary Baptist Church in Warner Robins, Georgia. The Reverend David A. Clark, Sr., pastor. The burial will follow at the Magnolia Park Cemetery in Warner Robins, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, February 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Clarence Magruder, age 65, of 238 Wiley Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, January 28th at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Clarence Magruder, age 65, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The infant Kaiser Amaya Lewis, age 1 month, of 13930 Georgia Highway 90, Montezuma, Georgia, died Thursday, January 29th at the Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for the infant Kaiser Amara Lewis, age 1 month, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Arthur Curtis James, better known as Peanut, age 77, of Clarkston, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, January 30th at the Buckhead Center of Nursing in Atlanta, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Arthur Curtis James, better known as Peanut, age 77, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Esther Louise Armstrong Johnson, age 74, of 3172 Georgia Highway 90, Arabi, Georgia, died Friday, January 30th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Esther Louise Johnson, age 74, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our next and final selection for this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mother Lucille Foster Daniels of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, age 100. The family of Mr. Damon Daniels Jr. of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Kason Leonard Lucas of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Assistant Pastor Tanika Chantel Hawkins Thomas of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. The family of Pastor William Drew Smith Sr. of Warner Robins, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, and pastor of the Resurrection Baptist Church of Warner Robins, Georgia. The family of Mr. Clarence Magruder of Cordele, Georgia. The family of the Ensign Kaiser Amara Lewis of Montezuma, Georgia. The family of Mr. Arthur Curtis James of Clarkston, Georgia. The family of Miss Esther Louise Armstrong Johnson of Araby, Georgia. This election is dedicated to all of the sick and shut in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and our devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Kalondra Wickerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wickerson Parker. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, and his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, and our grandson, Noble. This selection goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. To my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and with us this morning, presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channel. I'd like to say thank you to Deacon Kenneth Smith Jr. For his services here this morning. This selection goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and the entire Williams family. This selection goes out to our brother and friend of long standing, the Reverend Johnny Dean, pastor of the New Poplar Springs Baptist Church of Byronville, Georgia. To our dear brother, Deacon Jimmy Charles Montfred, to his wife, educator Carol Montfred, and the entire Montfred family. Deacon and Mrs. Sam Montfred family, Deacon Edward and Sister Ethel Montfred and family. Our selection this morning goes out to the Talbot family, Deacon John Stubbs and family, and Deacon and Mrs. Donald Talbot and family, the Reverend Eddie Talbot and family. And again, goes out to our beloved Sister Easter May Sanders and family, goes out to Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon, the oldest staff member of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, and was with us yesterday in carrying out and servicing families on yesterday. Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon, steward of the Bethel CME Church here in the city of Cordele, Georgia. And again, to each and everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning, God bless you this first Sunday in February 2026. God bless you.
Jesus,
again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams